Hello everybody and welcome. I would like to tell you about the Dungeon Defenders forums today. Anyways, continuing on, this is going to be the official Dungeon Defenders forums by Trendy Entertainment. They are located at forums.trendyent.com. And you can find these where for all of your Dungeon Defenders needs and everything else. I would really like to invite more people to participate in the forums. I know many of you watching this video will probably know about the forums already, or some of you might have never really had the guts to go on in a certain way, in terms of maybe you find it too intimidating with the high level of players there. But let me stress this, do not feel intimidated. Come, welcome yourself to the forums, as there are many, many players just like yourself who are hesitant about coming to the forums. And by coming on, there'll be more people like you who aren't high level, and you can feel, like there's more community, more to do. Anyways, let's go through some of the important things on the forums. So, right off the bat, you get news and announcements. I just want to highlight that they are bringing some cool changes to the forum soon. So, they're going to allow upvoting, comments, and threads. Sounds awesome. New visual redesign, they're moving towards the white background or light colored background with dark text, which is common to most forums. They're adding a main forum sidebar, which has links to hot forum threads, most upvoted comments, weekly top forum contributors, and so on. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Separate sections for trading and grouping, we'll go into that a bit later, but that's super useful. Although the grouping section should be nice and slow. Community section, this is cool. A new section focused on you, the community. I'm not sure exactly what will all be in there, but it sounds neat, and there'll be a welcome subforum to try and make it a little bit easier for the newer players to join in. So, yes, newer players, there's something just for you, but please join up even without those. And of course, in the future, they want to add forum rewards and badges and blogs features. Okay, interesting. I don't care about blogs. Moving down, this is the next coolest thing. I want to talk about this for a little bit. Events. Events are really cool. This is one way to really get a lot more enjoyment out of Dungeon Defenders, get some cool items, and of course, just have some more community involvement and fun in general. So first off, I'm going to say Trendy sponsors a certain amount of events. As you can see, they have a Xbox 360 experience event, which you can sign up for, and they'll do something cool. Like a lot of times they'll do like alchemy lab with low gravity, so you can jump super high, stuff like that. And then they'll spawn like tons of ogres on you, different things. A lot of fun for the console guys. And then for the PC events, they also have sponsored PC events. Right now the thread isn't being updated to the most recent, but as you can see, there's an event sign up thread that's not a sticky, that's just near the top. Anyways, Return to Aquanos, this is the next official event. What happens with an official PC event is you have community members who volunteer to create unique maps, unique gameplay, so you get to try something new. You have a team that you play with, and as long as you try hard to beat the map or you do a good job of having fun during the event, you get a cool item from Trendy. And that is the officially sponsored part. They give you this really cool item that you can use on Ranked. So it's really easy to sign up. You basically say, this is my Steam ID, provide them with a link, and then you tell them if you want to be Saturday A or B, Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. And of course, if you have players that you want to play with, please put those down as well and say, I'd like to have these as my teammates. If you don't know anyone to play with, just sign up by yourself, and on the day of the event, they will easily find someone for you to play with and make sure that there's enough high-level players in your game that you can actually have a chance of beating the map. Now, what you do is once you've signed up for the event, on the day of the event, they provided a link here to the Steam community group, and you enter the chat room, and you get to just say, hey, I'm ready to play, who can host me, kind of deal. Or maybe one of the hosts will say, okay, I'm ready to host some people who wants to join my game. So that's kind of how it works. Of course, there's also community-made events that aren't sponsored by Trendies. I do my own little thing here, building challenge, so if you really like building, every couple of weeks I try and throw out a building challenge for people to participate in. Okay, moving on down, General Dungeon Defenders. This is a great forum, or section of the forums, the General Dungeon Defenders. A lot of just fun things that are talked about on here, a lot of good threads, just sort of general chat as long as it's related to Dungeon Defenders. Moving on to PC and Mac, you can see here this is quite a popular one. It's got patch notes, which we don't use that too much anymore, but if they're going to do a patch or whatever, or if you want to talk about the patch notes, they've got a ranked trading and grouping. Now they're going to be splitting this up in the future so that there will be a separate grouping thread, because right now all there really is there's a sticky here looking for people to play with. Otherwise you post a thread in here, but there's so many want to auction threads and want to sell stuff that it's going to quickly get drowned out. There is a forum rule of please do not bump more than 3 hours on this thread, more than every 3 hours. One thing you'll notice here, this is kind of the official way to organize trading, auctions, and selling stuff outside of just having AFK shops or sitting around waiting for people to join your shop. So it's a really good way if you're looking for stuff. You'll notice the majority of the stuff on here is high-end items. I was really intimidated when I was newer to the forums. First couple months, I never even used the trading section because it seemed like everyone was always selling really expensive high-end stuff. They're throwing around tons of money. But really, if you guys say you're looking for some lower-end gear, people will respond. The main reason why people don't post the lower-end stuff is because everyone's too afraid to, so nobody does it. If people start doing it a bit more, more people do it. Obviously, when you offer to sell low-end stuff, you're not going to get as much success because there aren't a lot of people looking for low-end stuff. But if you're looking to buy some, definitely post and say, I want to buy some entry mythical gear, or I want to buy this. A lot of times people are pretty good at finding stuff for you. It's a great way to be able to get some gear without having to farm every single map all the time. As well as a lot of people do collection stuff over here and so on. So that's the trading and grouping, very big part of the forums. Of course, there's also some tech support and bug reports section for if you're having some problems. And the next big one is the console guides. I'm going to skip the majority of these because most of these forum sections aren't that heavily used. The console guides, or PC and console guides, is your one-stop shop. Not really, but it's a great place to find some resources how to be better at the game. There's a lot of threads about how to be able to get into nightmare mode, how to gear up, how to find new loot. Of course, the first one I want to point you to is the first sticky here, links to guides. Might not always be the first one. It shows you the best weapons that you can currently get for heroes. Some of the items players use as currency item once you get into the higher end trading. And then of course here's some general guides. Here's campaign builds, survival builds, some survival pet farming builds, and of course a few other random links to different guides or builds. So a lot of useful information in there. And of course if you're looking for something, as you can see, somebody here has posted a request, Sky Skitty, Nightmare Hardcore campaign farming, or people asking for general tips. So you can definitely post a lot of information, find a lot of information in here as well. Moving on, we've got Report a Player down here. Report a Player is also accessed from dungeondefenders.com/report-a-player. This allows you to report players that you find who have been hacking in-game. Not too important. Okay, that is basically your forums at a glance. The main sections, of course, PC and console guides for finding all your helpful tips and discussions, in addition to whatever you happen to find on YouTube or ddplanner.com. And then there is the PC and Mac section, which does your ranked and trading grouping. Of course, there is a console. If you are a console player, there's a dedicated section just for console players, which is pretty awesome. And of course, General Dungeon Defenders is your general everything else. And then the events forums keeps you up to date with different events you can do to earn some cool items or rewards, or just play some neat maps or play with players you usually wouldn't get to. So hopefully everybody is motivated to come onto the forums and give it a try. I know they seem very intimidating with a lot of the high-level players here, but there also are a lot of friendly players. There are a lot of mid-level players, and the more of you who join who are at the lower levels, the more low-level players there'll be. So there'll be a good mix of everything. I definitely really enjoy the forums. I think it's a great tool for many reasons, and it also is a relatively nice community. They have a very hard policy about no negative comments towards people or calling people out. Even if they kind of deserve it, they just don't allow it because they don't want the forums to be in any way a negative place. So there you guys go. There you guys go. I hope you enjoyed this short video about the forums, which really isn't that short, and I hope you guys give it a try. One last thing I'm going to show you, I almost forgot about notifications. Go to your inbox, and this is the easiest way I know to change all of your profile and signature settings. Signing out for now.